The result of a sting operation separately conducted at Beda stores in Nairobi's Eastleigh area and Palea stores along the eastern bypass in Ruiru. The seizure netting 1,365 bags of industrial sugar that the government chemist has termed unfit for direct human consumption.
When you see the reports that have come from chemical analysis that have been done, some of what we are selling around and mixing as sugar has got high contents of mercury, has got high contents of copper.
According to medics, if consumed, mercury has adverse effects on the human body, including complications on the nervous system, digestive system, weakens the immune system, causes kidney failure, in addition to being highly cancerous. Copper causes nausea, bloody diarrhea, low blood pressure, anemia, and heart complications.
They are killing us because they are selling poison to all of us, and none of us is safe. We should not pretend.
Matiang'i revealing that influential businessmen and politicians behind the killer trade have been threatening DCI officers steering the operation.
I am not under any illusion that we are engaged in a very serious war. A war that could mean anything. It could mean even the lives of some of these officers. And it could mean even the lives of some of us. But let me tell you quite clearly, we are ready.
Authorities accusing the traders of illegally repackaging the imported sugar into local brands without the knowledge of local companies. This causing millions of shillings in losses to the Kenya Revenue Authority.
Those who are appending this, you will have to go so that we can have people in whose hands we can entrust the country.
The investigators will cast their net wider than just sugar, according to the Deputy Head of Public Service.
Mention adulteration of fuel, mention liquid gas, mention the cables that we use for electricity and other things, mention the food we consume. Across the entire spectrum, we have this kind of nonsense. Therefore, this is war that will be sustained.
This is not your usual type of things you have been hearing around. We will investigate, we will come back. This is a different ball game. Take it from me.
3 suspects arrested during the swoop in Eastleigh were arraigned last week. No amount of intimidation will be put into consideration is a stern message from Matiang'i. With the small fish already in court, will we see the big fish behind this dragnet arrested and prosecuted? Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.
Now, as you see, they are talking about these goods that have been shipped into their region of Africa. And these goods are tainted. They are meant to kill and destroy. And these are Asians. Now, the usual suspect is, you know who the usual suspect is, right? But this is further proof of what Scripture talked about, that none of these nations like us. None of these nations care about us. Now, as for you so-called Israelites who are going to come on my channel and say, oh, those are Hamites, I don't care what happens to Hamites. That's the foolishness of our people that I'm just learning that we have to ignore sometimes, because most of our people that are in the truth here in America, not most, I'm going to say many of them, that especially those that follow after these camps, because they refuse to accept that the majority of the Israelites are still in Africa, because they've given our heritage to another people. They've given it to these Spanish males and females down in South America, Native Americans who have the blood of Spanish males in them. They've called them the Israelites, but they don't consider those in Africa to be Israelites. Now, we know Hamites are in Africa as well. We know this. But the majority of the tribes of Israel are still in Africa. And so many times these stories that we see, we're looking at our own people. In my opinion, it's very easy to determine or tell the Hamites from the Israelites. It's very easy, but I'm not going to get into that right now. We actually show some really good examples of it in Whited Out Part 4. Those with the big lip plate and all that. And and bone through their nose and stuff like that. Those kind of cultures that do those types of things, those who do vaginal mutilation of the women, those are Hamites and Hamite cultures. But you have people in Ghana, South Africa, even people in areas of Nigeria and Kenya who are Israelites. Whether you believe it or accept it or not, it is what it is. But anyway, these people are talking about some goods that have been shipped to their area, some food, some sugar that have been shipped to their area. And it has been discovered that it is no good. And so it's Asian people bringing this garbage over there. Like I said, these people are our enemies too. They may be doing things a little softer or differently, but an enemy is an enemy. I don't care what they look like. You see, and so they bring this garbage over there to the people of Africa because they have a goal to kill them as well. The indigenous are here on this planet enduring some of the worst, I'm going to call it, violence known to man, and have for centuries. We've seen these things played out for centuries. And now they're being called out for it. These Asians, they're over there doing the same thing that the Europeans have done in the land of Africa. They want the resources. They want access to the land. They want control of the land. And so what they are doing is they're pretending to bring something that the people of the land need. Oh, we have these goods for you. But you get this stuff and it's laced with all kinds of poisons, things that they're not going to feed their own people. They're not going to eat it. But because they despise you, they are going to ship it to African regions because they care not for the people. I am so glad that these African leaders are speaking out against this mess and shedding some light on this, because our people need to wake up. We trust everybody but our own. Not saying that our own deserves to be trusted, because as I've stated before, enemies come in black and white. We have got to put on full discernment because everyone has become our enemy, even our own people. So those of us that are a part of the remnant, a part of the bride, we have got to put on full discernment. We've got to pray that the Most High will give us full discernment, because people that we are dealing with are not right. They are not right. Because there has been a prophecy that have been spoken, we've got to understand that these things are taking place because they have been prophesied. That's why the scripture says, O Zion, put on thy strength. At some point, we're going to put on our strength. It says, for the glory of Yah is hidden within thee. We've got to put on our strength, family. We've got to fortify. Even with our own people, we've got to stop dealing with the nonsense of our own people and align ourselves spiritually with what is to come. Naturally and spiritually. If that means cutting off some of your own, so be it. We spend so much time trying to fortify weakened or deadened relationships when we need to be fortifying spiritually and naturally on the things that the Most High wants us to take part in. Those are the things that we need to tend to. The enemy is very busy in every direction, trying to kill, steal, and destroy in every direction. The scripture says the thief comes not but to kill, steal, and destroy. So you have people intentionally sending products, not just in Africa, but we showed you some clips where even here in the U.S., they would send tainted milk to black communities, to grocery stores where they know are predominantly black, sending tainted milk. And I shared before how we bought 4 new tires from a very well-known tire place that had a location in the city of Detroit. Now, our thinking when we bought these tires, brand new tires, was that we wanted to support the black location. We wanted to bring that support and spend those dollars in the black community, right? Now, this is a national chain. This is a national tire company. Okay? But we know that these companies always have defective merchandise. And so instead of throwing away this defective merchandise, they decide, oh, we'll just send it to this location here because we know black buyers will get this. Of the 4 tires we bought, we had major blowouts on the freeway in which the Most High Yah spared our lives. My husband had one on 94 freeway in Michigan, heading into Belleville. We had one coming back from Saginaw, Michigan, one time a major blowout, and the Most High steadied the vehicle. We were going at high speeds as well. The Most High steadied the vehicle and allowed us to get to safety. But we were like, these were brand new tires. Interesting how we had major blowouts. This is because the enemy is very busy wanting us and telling us through their actions, through their words, that they can't stand us. And they will take it a step further than just feeling it in their hearts. They will actually make moves towards this. They will actually do things that will affect you or devastate your life. Kill one of your loved ones. Enemies come in black and white, y'all. And they come in Chinese too. Or should I say Asian. Because many of these people, they are doing some of the same things. They may not do it on the scale. A lot of it may be covert by sending you with some tainted sugar into Africa. Coming into our community, siphoning money, putting it in the Chinese food that they serve the black community. These are the things that are taking place while we foolishly frolic about like children as if we don't know these things are taking place. These other nations looking at us like we're liquid money, treating us like trash. And all we can do is fight each other and go out and march for them. We go and march for them and rally for them. But what are they doing to us? They're giving you the middle finger over and over again. And I know this is not all of them. I thank the Most High for those who have become allies with us. The scripture did say that some would help us. And so I'm speaking for myself when I say this, you know. I appreciate those that actually come to help us, speak out on our behalf. Some of my people don't like that. That's their choice. I think it's foolish because the scripture did say he would bless those that bless us and curse those that curse us. So that's letting you know right there that some of them are going to be a blessing to us. So stop rejecting that. Of course, use discernment in everything that you do, whether you're dealing with your own or with others. But I'm thankful to those who see our plight and they are speaking out on our behalf. I'm thankful, very grateful. The scripture even said during their time of affliction, many of them are going to come to us from the ends of the earth and said, our fathers have taught us lies. Many of them are realizing that they have been taught lies too, and they are rejecting the lies of their fathers. And so it is what it is, family. We've got to begin to pray ourselves out of the situation that we're in because our enemies are in full attack mode. And we've got to get out of full ignorant mode because many of our people, we act like we don't know what's happening. We still calling on the same people who have told us time and time again that they can't stand us. We calling them. begging them for help, begging them for justice, begging them for freedom. As if we are some clueless children. Okay, family. There are some things that we see that, really get to us and really frustrate us, but we have to understand what time we are in. We have to understand prophecy as well. These things are happening for a reason. And it behooves us to know and understand these reasons and get out of la-la land. Okay? I'm glad to see that those people in Africa have shed some light and brought this to the forefront and say, look, we see what you're doing. You're not getting away with it. You will be prosecuted. Now, the sad thing about this is our enemies, they will find allies among us, our own people that will help them hurt you. You will have our own people who will partner up with our enemies to hurt their own people. This is why I say enemies come in black and white. You will have your own people doing that kind of foolishness, knowing good and well that someone is doing something to hurt your own people, but you're going to, for a few dollars, sell out your brothers and your sisters, working for the man or the woman that is trying to destroy us all. You working for them. They give you a few Scooby snacks or a few dollars, and they make promises to you to keep your family safe, and that's all you care about. Ignorance to the third degree. Okay, family, I'm out.